How many times have you promised yourself that you'd start a new habit on Monday? Maybe hitting the gym, meditating, or waking up earlier to be more productive. Everything seems set, the plan is in place, but then Wednesday rolls around and suddenly that initial motivation fades. You start slipping back into your old patterns. Sound familiar? The truth is, this happens to most people. We start with the best intentions, but soon enough, we hit an invisible wall, an inner resistance that seems impossible to overcome. Now imagine if that resistance could be controlled, like turning a dial. Imagine having the power to shape your habits as easily as deciding what to have for dinner. It all begins with one key element: your mind. And today, that's exactly what we're going to dive into. This video isn't about the typical productivity tips or the usual just use willpower advice. We're going deeper. Today, I'm going to show you 3 powerful practices that, when combined, will completely shift the way you live and take action. These practices involve how you see the world and how you can rewire your mind to sustain daily habits with ease. Why does this matter? Because most of us make one big mistake when trying to change. We focus only on our actions and forget to prepare our mindset for those changes. But once your mind is in alignment, everything else falls into place naturally. Think about the last time you tried to change something. Maybe it was a diet, a new exercise routine, or even an attempt to stay more organized at work. The problem is, without internal alignment, those changes tend to be temporary. So, how do you set your mind up for this transformation? How do you stay focused when the initial motivation fades and distractions start creeping in? That's exactly what we're going to explore together. I'm going to guide you through 3 essential steps that will prepare your mental foundation so that any new habit you want to form can thrive. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools you need to transform your routine, achieve your goals, and most importantly, sustain those changes in the long term. Ready to take that decisive step and start rewriting your story? Have you ever thought about how your life would look if you could shape it exactly the way you wanted? Take a moment to think. Every great achievement you see out there, whether in business, health, relationships, or sports, starts with one thing: a clear vision. This isn't some out there, mystical idea, but a simple and powerful process: visualizing what you want. It sounds basic, right? Yet very few people do it effectively. Let me give you a practical example. Let's say you want to improve your health. Most people jump straight into action, hitting the gym, changing their diet. But after a few weeks, the motivation fades and they're back to old habits. Why? Because mentally they still see themselves as their old selves. For change to stick, you first need to see this new version of yourself. You need to visualize it daily. Studies have shown that the brain doesn't differentiate much between what's vividly imagined and what's real. This means that by visualizing your new habits clearly and consistently, you're training your brain to believe that this change has already happened. And once your mind believes it, your body follows. Think of a professional athlete. Before a competition, they don't just train their body, they train their mind. They visualize the perfect run, the flawless jump, every movement flowing with precision. They do this over and over until when it's time to perform, their body responds exactly as it was imagined. This process, known as creative visualization, can be applied to any area of your life. And the best part, you can start right now. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine, what would your life look like if you had the habit you've always wanted? Whether it's being more organized, waking up earlier, or becoming more productive. Picture yourself waking up in the morning, energized, ticking off each task with ease and focus. Visualize yourself at the end of the day, satisfied, knowing you accomplished everything you set out to do. Try to really see this new version of yourself. How do you feel? How do others around you react to this change? Now, write it down. Describe how you want to feel 30 days from now with this new habit fully integrated into your routine. Be detailed. What do you do when you wake up? How do you organize your time? How do you handle obstacles? The more specific, the better. If you do this for just 5 minutes every day, something incredible happens. Your brain starts working in your favor, adjusting your daily actions and choices to align with your vision. Slowly, what seemed impossible becomes part of your new reality. And I'm not saying the change will be easy, but with a focused mind, challenges become opportunities for growth, not roadblocks. It may sound simple, but visualization is the starting point for any transformation. Everything you do, everything you create, starts first in your mind. And what's amazing is that you already have this tool at your disposal. The only question left is, are you using your mental power the right way? Here's a small challenge for you. Choose one habit you want to implement, something that will truly improve your life. It can be small, it doesn't matter. Spend a few minutes each day visualizing that change, as if it has already happened. Watch over the next few weeks as this begins to reflect in your actions. Do this exercise, and soon, the doors that once seemed closed will start to open. We live in a noisy world. From the moment we wake up, we're bombarded with notifications, messages, information, and of course, the expectations that the world places on us. It's no wonder that when we try to start a new routine or build a new habit, we quickly get lost in the chaos. The mind is constantly jumping from one thought to the next, trying to keep up with the frantic pace around us. But here's the secret. To maintain focus and consistency in any change you want to make, you first need to find silence. Now, you might be wondering, how can silence help me be more productive? The answer is simple. It's in the silence that you reconnect with your true goals. It's in the silence that you find clarity. When you quiet your mind, you begin to see what really matters. That endless to-do list starts to make sense. You learn to prioritize what's important, and more than that, you discover the power of the present moment. But let's be clear. We're not talking about simply sitting in silence doing nothing. We're talking about intentional silence, about creating moments where your mind can rest and reorganize itself. A space where distractions are set aside and you can focus on what really matters. Let me share a quick story. Picture an archer standing with their bow and arrow. They're about to shoot, but before pulling the string, they pause. They take a deep breath, close their eyes for a brief moment, and only then, they aim at the target. That pause, that moment of silence, makes all the difference. It prepares them for the next movement. Without that pause, they could never hit the target with precision. And the same goes for you. If you don't create moments of pause and silence in your routine, your mind will never have the clarity needed to hit the targets you've set. So how can you bring silence into your daily life? Here's a simple yet powerful technique. Every day, set aside 5 minutes of your time to sit in total silence. It could be first thing in the morning, before you check your phone, or just before bed. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and just observe your breathing. Don't worry about controlling your thoughts. Just watch them pass like clouds drifting across the sky. At first, your mind will try to sabotage you. It'll remind you of the 100 things you need to do. But over time, you'll find that these 5 minutes will become the most important part of your day. It's during this silence that you'll find the energy and focus you need to maintain your new habits. Trust me, something magical happens when you allow your mind to rest. Once you practice this intentional silence, it starts expanding into other areas of your life. When you're working on an important task, your mind will be calmer and more focused. When challenges arise, you'll be better equipped to handle them rationally, without getting swept away by anxiety or distractions. And most importantly, when you feel like giving up on a new habit, this focus you've cultivated in the silence will be what keeps you grounded. Focus, like any other skill, needs to be trained, and it starts with silence. Think of it as mental preparation. The more you train your mind to be present and focused, the easier it becomes to execute any task, maintain any routine, and of course, build new habits. Now you might be thinking, but I don't have time to sit in silence for 5 minutes. But let me ask you, how much time do you spend each day getting distracted, jumping from task to task, without actually focusing on anything? The truth is, the time you'll gain from just 5 minutes of silence will far outweigh the time you spend being distracted. Try it. There's nothing to lose and everything to gain. Imagine the impact this will have on your routine. Imagine being able to tackle your daily tasks with a calm, focused mind, without that constant feeling of racing against the clock. Imagine going to bed at the end of the day knowing you did your best without the guilt of distractions. That's the power of silence. It not only brings clarity, but it also gives you the mental energy you need to create and sustain habits that will change your life. Often, when we embark on a new journey, whether it's to build a habit or achieve a goal, we imagine everything will go exactly as planned. But reality is a bit different, isn't it? Inevitably, obstacles arise. Something goes wrong at work, unexpected responsibilities come up at home, or we simply get tired and lose the motivation we once had. And it's in those moments that most people give up. They see the first obstacle as a sign that they're on the wrong path. But here's the truth. Obstacles aren't signs to quit. They're opportunities to grow stronger. The big question is, how do you handle these challenges? Do you try to fight everything that's out of your control? Or do you adjust your course and keep going? The ability to accept what can't be changed and focus on what's within your reach is what separates those who build lasting habits from those who remain stuck in frustration cycles. Picture this: you're sailing a boat toward your destination. Suddenly, the wind changes direction and the sea gets rough. What do? You can't control the wind, you can't calm the sea with your hands, but you can adjust the sails of your boat. That's what it means to accept and move forward. It doesn't mean giving up or settling. It means adapting and continuing. But how does this apply to your habits and your life? Think about the obstacles you've already faced when trying to change something in your routine. Maybe you decided to start waking up earlier to be more productive, but after a week, you found yourself exhausted and out of energy. At that moment, you might have thought, "This just isn't for me." But what would have happened if you had accepted that not every day would be perfect? That there would be days when things wouldn't go as planned, and that it's all part of the process? That's the key. When you accept that the journey won't always be smooth and that setbacks are inevitable, you become resilient. And resilience is what keeps you going, even when everything seems to be working against you. Instead of getting frustrated with what you can't control, you focus on what you can do in that moment. Let me share a quick story. Imagine someone trying to adopt a new habit of reading every day. The first few days go great. They read for 30 minutes each day and feel motivated. But soon, work piles up, new responsibilities arise, and they start missing their routine. They could easily give up and say, "I'm too busy, I can't do this." But instead, they choose to accept that not every day will allow for 30 minutes of reading. So instead of abandoning the habit, they adjust their goal. Even if it's just 5 minutes of reading on a busy day, they keep going. What happened here? They accepted what was out of their control, but they didn't lose sight of their main goal. And that flexibility is what will keep you on track, even when the winds change. If you want to build habits that truly last, you need to learn to be flexible. Accept that there will be days when you won't be able to do everything exactly as planned. But remember, that doesn't mean you're failing. This mindset of acceptance and adaptation not only helps you maintain your habits, but also allows you to face life's challenges in a much lighter way. When you stop fighting against what's out of your control, you free up a tremendous amount of mental energy. And that energy can be used to focus on what really matters: your habits, your goals, and the actions you can take right now to move forward. Here's a simple exercise you can start practicing today. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect. Ask yourself, what challenges did I face today that were out of my control? And how did I respond to them? If you notice that you spent too much energy trying to change something beyond your reach, use that reflection to shift your focus the next day. Over time, you'll find that accepting the unexpected and moving forward will become second nature. Now imagine the impact this will have on your life. Imagine being able to continue building your new habits even when life gets tough. Imagine feeling like, even on the hardest days, you're still making progress. That's the power of acceptance and moving forward. Once you adopt this mindset, you become unstoppable. So the next time life tries to throw you off course, remember, you may not control the winds, but you can always adjust your sails. And that's what will carry you to your destination. So, now that you know how to transform your life and build habits that truly last, let's recap. First, start by visualizing. Picture yourself living the life you want. See yourself acting as the best version of you. Your mind is powerful, And what you visualize with clarity, you begin to attract into your reality. Second, create moments of silence in your day. Those few minutes of pause and reconnection will become the anchor for your focus and consistency. They'll give you the mental clarity you need to face distractions and the chaos trying to pull you off track. And finally, accept the challenges and keep moving forward. Life won't always be perfect. Obstacles are inevitable. But when you accept what's out of your control and adjust your course, you become resilient. True transformation happens when you adapt and continue, even in the toughest moments. These three pillars, visualization, focus, and resilience, are the foundation for any change you want to make in your life. And now, it's up to you to apply them. Start today. Choose one habit you want to implement, visualize it, find time for silence, and when challenges come, adjust your sails and keep going. Remember, change is a process, and every small step brings you closer to your ultimate goal. You might not see results immediately, but with time, consistency will take you where you want to go. If you enjoyed these tips and want to continue on this journey of personal transformation, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss the upcoming videos. We'll keep bringing content that helps you grow and reach your goals, one step at a time. Now, the question is, are you ready to start the change?